Welcome everyone to our 2020 CAO Information Evening. My name is Linda Young and I'm a member of the TU Dublin School Liaison team. The aim of this evening is to help you get a better understanding of TU Dublin and your options as a current Leaving Cert student. Throughout this event, you will hear from our School Liaison team, as well as our Students' Union, lecturers and current students. You'll also be the first to experience our new digital and dynamic CAO hub. This will be your best source of information on disciplines, courses and student life at TU Dublin. Here you'll find content as well as videos and podcasts with our students. If you have any questions, we would love to hear them in our panel discussion later on. We hope you find this event useful and will attend our open day in December for more information on why TU Dublin is right for you. Thanks for joining us and enjoy the event.
Ireland's first technological university, TU Dublin.
In 2011, the government commissioned a report called the National Strategy for Higher Education to 2030. This is often referred to as the Hunt Report. The report was to look at four main areas: new ways of learning for students, increase research, funding education, and most importantly, structural changes in the higher education system.
One of the main recommendations of the report was the clustering of regional colleges and the development of a technological university. Internationally, a technological university is a higher education institution that operates in an environment that is specifically focused on technology and its application. A TU would therefore have the academic quality level of a university with an ethos on technology that the Institutes of Technology are so proud of.
DIT, IT Blanchardstown, and IT Tala signed a Memorandum of Understanding for the Technological University of Dublin Alliance. So why would they want to do that?
DIT, ITT and ITB have always been proud of their Institute of Technology status. However, they realised it was causing some problems. Other countries don't have institutes of technologies, so it could be hard for IT graduates to transfer to international universities. Also, it was unnecessarily difficult for IT graduates to identify what level they have studied to international employers. Many job applications ask what university you attended, and IT graduates had to then explain the whole system. As well as that, it made perfect sense to pool the resources of the three existing colleges to benefit all of their students.
As the technological university is a new type of college, it required new legislation. And this is when the Technological University Act began its journey. The TU Act was delayed by the arrival of the general election, but at Easter 2018, the government formally accepted the TU Bill, and it became an official act, paving the way for other colleges to apply for Technological University designation.
From there, the Alliance formally applied for designation and the application began. In July 2018, the Taoiseach, Leo Varadkar, announced the decision to approve the establishment of the Technological University Dublin during a visit to Grange Gorman. TU Dublin formally came into existence on the 1st of January 2019, and at the same time, DIT, ITB and ITT ceased to exist.
On a day-to-day level, nothing changed. Students were still on the same courses with the same lecturers and eating in the same canteen. But now they graduate as a technological university graduate.
Hi everyone, thanks for coming to our CAO information event. We wanted to introduce ourselves as your school liaison team and to show you around our CAO online hub so that when you start thinking about CAO choices for next year, you'll know where to find information for TU Dublin.
Well, the first question is TU Dublin for you? We think it probably is. If you want to do a course that interests you, while at the same time being practical and relevant to the workplace, well then we think TU Dublin is for you. And outside of your studies, We have hundreds of clubs and societies where you can join up and meet people with similar interests and make friends for life.
One of the really interesting things about studying at TU Dublin is the wide range of subjects and disciplines available. While we do have technological in our name, and yes, we are very strong in the areas of engineering, built environment, computer science and science, we also have a lot more to offer. TU Dublin are the biggest provider of the arts in the country. We offer programmes such as fine art, media, social science, law, journalism. We also have the biggest business offering in the country, offering subjects such as economics, accounting and business management.
TU Dublin offers programmes in all disciplines at level 6, 7 and 8. So some students will sign up to level 8 and decide to get their honours degree starting off. But there's an option for other students who might prefer to start at level 6, progress to level 7 and then sign up to level 8 to achieve the honours degree. It's really up to the students what level they want to go at, and if they want to leave after level 6 or 7 they can do that, or as I said, they continue on to level 8.
Another thing that you should know about TU Dublin is that we are the most accessible university in Ireland. We offer equal opportunities for all students to come to university, whether that be via our QQI route, our Access TU Dublin route, or via the Here or Dare scheme. We also have an excellent progression scheme which offers students the opportunity to come in at the level that they're at and progress to the level that they want to be.
TU Dublin is hugely accessible. We have campuses in Blanchardstown, Tala, in the city centre at Bolton Street and Danger Street, and our new campus at Grange Gorman. We are highly accessible by public transport, and most of our students actually cycle or walk. If you're looking for accommodation, if you're coming to the university, we can certainly help you with that also.
Our team is available to answer any questions that you may have about TU Dublin, whether it's a general inquiry, a course-specific question, or just life at TU Dublin. We are also here to help the guidance counsellors. We can answer any questions that you may have, organise a school visit, or just help you when informing your students about their options with their CAO for 2021.
There's lots of uncertainty out there at the moment, so we want to make choosing a course and a university as easy as possible for you. That's why we've made all of our information available online this year. The School Liaison team can do a virtual visit to your school, and you can find all of our course information on our new digital CAO hub. Our uni buddies are current students that are available for online instant chat, and they'd be happy to share their experiences with you and tell you what student life is really like at TU Dublin. Throughout the year, we'll host lots of virtual events and talks on our website and through our social media platforms as well. So let us show you all of the great things that TU Dublin has to offer and why we think TU Dublin is the best choice for you.
We know that the students of 2020 have had a rocky start, but you'll be the students of 2021, and you have time to think of the infinite possibilities ahead of you.
Hey, I'm Rebecca, and this year I'm the president of your Students' Union here in TU Dublin. I think it's time to meet the team. Here, Moya, catch.
Thanks, Rebecca. I'm Moya, Deputy President of the City Campus. See you go, Lee.
Cheers, Moya. Hi, everyone. My name is Lee Bennett. I'm Deputy President for the Tala Campus. Luke, you're up.
Got it, Lee. I'm Luke. I'm the Deputy President for Blanchardstown Campus. Catch, Mark.
Good Luke. I'm Mark, and I'm the Vice President for Events and Engagement in the City Campus. Over to you, Sean.
Cheers, Mark. Hi, everyone. I'm Sean. I'm your VP for Education on the Tala Campus. Hamza, you're up.
Nice one, Sean. I'm Hamza, and I'm the VP for Education on the City Campus. Harry, you ready to catch?
Got it, Hamza. I'm Paul Keaton. I'm the VP for Welfare and Equality for the Blanchardstown Campus. Over to you, Fionn. Bye.
Thanks, Bud. I'm Fionn. I'm the Vice President for Welfare on the City Campus. Catch, Leslie.
Great throw, Fionn. Hi, I'm Leslie, and I'm the VP for Welfare and Equality on the Tala Campus.
Thanks, Leslie. So that's your Students' Union team this year. We cannot wait to work with everyone and all the students here in TU Dublin. We hope you have a wonderful year.
Hi, I'm Emma Hinch and I'm a graduate mechanical engineer from TU Dublin Tala campus. 4 years ago when I started engineering, I definitely had a different outlook on it than I do now. I was very fortunate within my first year, in the summer between first and second year, I got to go to Wales, Austria, where I did an academy over there with female engineers from all different aspects of engineering, so it wasn't just mechanical. I got to see how diverse engineering is and what it'd be like to work with all different aspects of engineering and the different people within it. When I came back into second, third and definitely fourth year, when I started to develop my skills and knowledge for mechanical engineering, I got to see how I'd be using that knowledge in everyday through labs and projects. When I got into my fourth year, everything kind of became a bit more clearer. I got to see where I'm going to be using what I learned and what role I'd be playing in a company. And now when I look into jobs and different sectors of the engineering field, I can see what parts of it I really want to go into. And now as a graduate, the opportunities are never ending, and I am really excited to see where my engineering journey brings me.
Hi guys, how's it going? My name is John Slattery. I'm a previous graduate of TU Dublin, where I studied a business and management degree and graduated in 2017. I had an amazing time in the college. I absolutely loved it. I loved how practical all of my modules were. I loved the fact that I was able to get work experience in my third year as well. That gave me a real advantage when I graduated from college. And also I absolutely loved the fact that the careers office was so good there. I got some amazing advice. The guys have some amazing resources as well in the careers office, and they can really give you that advantage when you are leaving college and going into the workplace. So I definitely recommend attending TU Dublin.
Hi guys, my name is Marissa and I'm a third year retail and services management student out on the industry campus. Going to TU Dublin was the best decision that I've made. Not only because the classes are actually really small, but also because the lecturer actually gets to know you as a person rather than just another number in their classroom. With my course, I got the opportunity to do a work placement, which I highly recommend because it was absolutely amazing. And then of course you also get to study abroad, which is a really great opportunity as well. So you pick either or. Of course, outside of the classroom, there's loads of events, loads of different things that you can get involved in, such as the Students' Union, societies or clubs where you can either join a new sport or continue on with something that you're doing already. So if you decide to go to TU Dublin, I promise you, you will not regret it one bit.
I'm doing general business in TU Dublin. My course is a lot. There's a lot of theory, which is good though. That's what I like. I like to keep myself busy. So I have different subjects. I have the likes of HR, operations, project management and all that stuff. So that's what I do. So TU Dublin offered me different options. So I don't just get to do international business or just business itself. I have different type of business. So I can change from general business to financial, or I can change it to IT, or I can do international business. So that's why in other places you only have one business, just business. But with TU Dublin you have different options. I have, for my past years of experience in TU Dublin, I meet really great lecturers where they're there to help you as well if you need them, and you get to meet nice people, make friends, interact with them, they're always there as well, helping you around. The best thing about my course is the fact that I can actually apply what I'm learning in college to my current job. I'm in sales, so I want to start my career in sales. And then after 2 years or 3 years, go back again, get my master's in sales and marketing.
On the TU Dublin homepage, you'll find a link to the CAO Hub, a digital and dynamic source of information for prospective undergraduate students. Whether you're doing your Leaving Certificate or joining the university as a mature student, this hub will have all you need to know. You'll begin your journey here on the CAO Hub homepage, where you'll find information on areas such as applications, fees, and campus life. One of the most useful tools will be the course search tool. TU Dublin has a wide range of disciplines and subjects, and this will help you narrow down the options and discover ones you didn't know existed. Where relevant, you'll find progression information on courses with alternative into Level 8 through Level 6 and Level 7 courses. Technological? Well, that's in our name, so make sure you check out the many courses in engineering, construction, computing, and the sciences. TU Dublin has the largest number of students studying on business degree programmes, with choices of levels, specialisations and locations to do these. Many of these courses can be studied with a language and the option to study abroad on an Erasmus. There are also many options in creative arts that can't be found anywhere else. Discover courses in fine art and visual communication, along with some of Ireland's top drama and music courses. Our application section is full of useful advice to guide you, your parents and guardians along the journey of CAO. It can be confusing, so make sure to utilise this section to get a better understanding of how it all works. TU Dublin is one of the most physically accessible universities in Ireland, with campuses in Blanchardstown, Tallaght and in the city centre at Ainger Street, Bolton Street and our new campus at Grangegorman. This section will help you to get a better idea of what's available on each campus and the number of route options available to you, no matter where you're travelling from. We know that there's a lot of information available out there, and that can be overwhelming. We hope that this CAO Hub will help you find the right course for you at TU Dublin.
Good evening. Thank you very much for joining us at our panel discussion here this evening. I'm going to introduce my panel to start off with. We'll start with Siobhan Daly. Siobhan is from the College of Science and Health in the City Campus location. We have Sandra Thompson. Sandra is the Programme Manager in Business on our Blanchardstown campus. And we have James Wright. James is our Head of Department of Electrical and Electronic Engineering on our Tallaght campus. We're also joined by 3 students. We have Sophie Doolan. Sophie is an engineering student in Tallaght. We have Emma Heffernan. Emma is a cybersecurity student in Blanchardstown. And then we have Anne-Marie Crilly, and Anne-Marie is studying interior design in Grangegorman. So delighted to have everybody here with us this evening. As a school liaison, you know, one of the questions that I get asked a lot is about minimum entry requirements and about points. So Siobhan, I'm going to direct the first question to you this evening. What are minimum entry requirements? Why are they set? And why is it that some points for some courses are higher than others? And why do they change?
Thanks, Linda. First of all, if we talk about minimum entry requirements, and they're set for every course in the whole country. It's not unique to TU Dublin, but they're set in order that we know that when students come in, that they have the skills and the aptitude to undertake the programme of study that they want to do. So if we take engineering, for example, there might be a minimum entry requirement set in relation to mathematics. And it'll differ from one programme to another, depending on what the programme is. If we look at science programmes, there will be a requirement in maths and a requirement for perhaps to have a H4 or better in a science subject. So it'll vary from programme to programme. But what that means is if you've achieved those minimum requirements, it means you're well able for the programme that you're putting on your CAO programme and you will be able to do it. So that's why minimum entry requirements are set. And then the next part of the equation is about points.
So if we have lots and lots of students wanting a particular course and not very many places in it, then the points will go up. So it's back to what you all learned in business at junior cycle, which is it's about supply and demand. So if the demand is very high and the supply is low, we get very high points. And if it swings the other way, we can get lower points or more achievable points. And just a couple of examples. So in TU Dublin, we have some programs that are unique right across Ireland. One of them is optometry, another one is clinical measurement science. You can't study them anywhere else in the country. We've only a small number of places, typically 30 in each one of them. And the reason the places are limited is because we have to have placement, hospital placement and placement in optometric practices. And there's only a limited number of places available for student placement. So we've lots and lots and lots of people from right across the country wanting those places, but only 30 in each case. So in that case, demand is high, supply is low, so points will be high. If you take something like physics, for example, you can study physics in any one of 11 different colleges throughout the country, numerous programs. Only about 12% of the Leaving Cert population do physics. So in that case, we find often that supply is very high and demand is a little bit lower. So points can be, in some instances, a little bit lower. So it's actually the students set the points. It's you guys will set the points. If you all do extremely well and all want one particular program, then the points will go up.
Yeah, I think that's a great answer, Siobhan. And I suppose one of the real things that I see in my, you know, I'm the Deputy Admissions Officer as well in the City Campus, is that a lot of students don't take advantage of their CAO form by adding their courses at level 8 and level 6, 7, and, you know, taking full advantage of the whole 20 spots that they have on there. What advice would you give to those students, Siobhan, in terms of filling out their CAO form?
The first thing I would say is every program that you or course that you put on your CAO form, ask yourself, would I like to do this? And if the answer is yes, after you've done a bit of investigating, then it deserves a place on your CAO form. If you're not sure, or if you're only putting it down because your friend is putting it down, then you're likely to end up getting a course that you don't really want or you're not really happy with. And that's not great. So do a little bit of investigating on every course you want to put in your CAO form and then decide what order you want to put them in. So the first 2 or 3 courses at the top of your level 8 list and the top of your level 6, 7 list should be the ones you really, really, really want to do. Then the ones from kind of 4 down to 7 are, if you like, your insurance policy, courses you'd like to do, but you know, they're kind of your second set of choices. So those are the ones you'd put in the kind of spots 4 to 7 on both lists. And then ones that you would be happy enough to do, but would be lower on your list, put in your lower spots on your CAO form. But it's really important to remember that that the level 6, 7 part of your CAO is really important too. Many students just don't pay attention to it. And the reality is, and this is an experience right across TU Dublin, whether you're talking about business or engineering or science or applied arts or culinary skills or sports, whatever it is, we find that students who undertake a level 6, level 7 course can progress to level 8. And often they're the best students in our graduating level 8 course. So it's important, I always advise students to carefully select the courses on their level 6, 7 list, as well as the ones on their level 8. Both lists deserve your attention. So it's important to do that. And remember that when you're offered a CAO place, let's say you're offered your 4th choice, in round 2, you could get offered a higher choice, but you'll never, ever get offered a lower choice. So if you get offered number 2 and say, I really wanted number 4, number 4 is gone to you at that stage. So the order you put your courses in is really important. Take a little bit of time, talk to people in school, talk to your friends, talk to people at home, and decide what order you want best to put them in.
I think that's really valuable advice, Sean. I think that's really valuable advice. I see so many students who haven't really thought out their choices. And when it comes to their offers, then they want the choice that was second or third, and they're now no longer eligible to it. And definitely with the level 6, 7s, even if you want to do a level 8, I would definitely, you know, fill out those level 6, 7s, because they're so valuable to you when it comes to offer season. I see it every year. That brings me on to my next question, Sandra. I'm going to direct this to you. We talked a little bit about progression there, and maybe you could actually explain what progression is and maybe give us an example.
Yeah, and I totally agree with Siobhan. Filling out those 2 shopping lists, as we call them, and level 6, level 7 is so important because we can progress onto the level 8 ladder. Progression is kind of climbing up the ladder in the education profile. You enter on a level 6, you can progress into a level 7, and then you can progress into a level 8. And we are the only university in Ireland that offers the opportunity to come from a level 6 right up to level 8 and onwards. And so we can accommodate a student's choices as they move through their journey in the education, in the third level education environment. An example of it is that, say on the business program in the School of Business in Blanchardstown, you can come in on a higher certificate, which is level 6. Yeah. You do your 2 years of your business certificate, and you gain a basic knowledge, and then you can progress onto the level 7, and then you can progress onto the level 8. So by the end of the 4 years, you would have got your level 8 in exactly the same way if you had got a level 8 offer, say 4 years ago on the CAO. So there's loads of opportunities to progress from 6, 7 and 8. And I think one of our students have done that on the panel here today, that they came in on a 6 and went straight up then to 7 and went down to 8. I think it was yourself, Emma, was it?
Yeah, so during my leaving cert, I didn't exactly get the points that I wanted on my course that I wanted. And eventually, you know, I sent papers back to get corrected and I jumped back up the ladder. I went through the rounds as well. So I got my level 7 offered in, I think it was the 5th round, and then I went up again. So yeah, I definitely recommend if you're looking to go for a level 8, definitely put 6 and 7 of that same course down, because I'm just lucky I done that myself. So
that's brilliant advice, Emma. To put your counterpart of the level 6 and the level 7 against the level 8 on your CEO application, it's a kind of a clever way to ensure that you're going to get your first choice. Yeah.
It really is, and that's very valuable advice. You know, and just to mention, you know, progression is available across all of our campuses in TU Dublin. You will need to look at the individual course to ensure that there is a progression route. And that actually brings me to my next question to you, Sandra. Is there a progression route from every course in TU Dublin?
So it does depend on your program that you're on at the moment. And there's natural progression rates with inside programs that directly bring you on to the following level 7 or level 8. And you have to meet the minimum entry requirements to go on to the next level. So it does depend on your course that you're on at the moment.
On your course. So some of our level 8 programs that are quite specific may not have a progression route from level 6 or 7. So just to be aware of that when you're looking into your course at TU Dublin. Another question that I have, Sandra, is can you move from a PLC course to TU Dublin?
Yeah, and that's really good, because that's another option that students can get onto the level 6 ladder, is if you pick a PLC course. And we work closely with a lot of the further education that have aligned our programs in TU Dublin so that a level 5 can bring them into a level 6 or level 7 within TU Dublin. And there is a specific number of places for students reserved for those level 5 applicants. Again, if you're looking at a PLC course, make sure that you look to see what the progression rates into our TU Dublin programs will be for you in the next year, so that you're leaving every window open. Some of our best students have come from level 5 awards, and they're fantastic. Like they give you a great basic knowledge before you start a level 6 or level 7 in TU Dublin.
Yeah, and I think we actually have a student here who has actually come from the PLC. Anne-Marie, can you tell us a little bit about your experience?
Yeah, so I actually applied in 6th year for TU Dublin, and I didn't get in with my portfolio. So then I applied for a PLC and I did my PLC, and then I came into 1st year from PLC. So I did my PLC in Finglas, and it was brilliant. It was such a good experience, and yeah, it was just brilliant. Yeah.
Do you feel that it really prepared you for college doing that PLC year?
Absolutely, yeah. I feel like if I'd come in straight from 6th year, this is just personal to me. Like I feel like I might not have been as prepared, but like we kind of did modules and stuff which we didn't get to do in 6th year, so that
definitely helped. That
in college life.
Yeah. So that's absolutely fantastic. Just a last question to you, Sandra. Are there supports for students with disabilities in TU Dublin? I do have a couple of students who have been asking me that, and I just wanted to check, are there good supports for students who might need extra assistance?
Yes, and there's supports across all of our campus in TU Dublin for all of our students. The student services offer a broad range of supports for our students. A lot of our students need maybe some help with their learning. The National Learning Network is on the TU Dublin campus as well. We are a member of the DARE scheme as well. And as well as that, even like technology help, learning support, examination support, all that is there on every campus for our students. The students, you have to remember they're moving from second level education to third level education, and we need that support network there for our students to succeed. And we do offer it. It's just a matter of asking student services where to go.
For some help. Great. James, I'm going to come to you next. And James, you're in engineering, but I want to, do your students do work experience as part of their courses in engineering, or just in general at TU Dublin?
Yeah, well, I mean, work experience is regarded very favourably in all the engineering programs and across the campuses. So it would vary on the program itself whether there is an actual module of work placement in the program. So it's worth checking that out, because I know some would have a specific module, others don't. So I know that, for instance, a lot of the projects that we would do in the programs would have a strong association with projects that come from industry. So the industry would have an input and a say, or would be selected with industry in mind. And there's also cases where industry run internships, sort of, we call them internship lights, and that would be that the student works across the summer or into a semester on a program on a project which is directed by engineers in industry, and they go through all the normal processes that you would see in a company, such as you learn the soft skills, the project management, the delivery, and the meetings with other engineers. So yes, certainly I think I would say that most of the engineering programs would have work experience of some form, but some would be directly in the companies, some may be associated with companies.
Yeah, and I mean, it is a key feature in a number of disciplines at TU Dublin. I mean, I suppose the whole concept of a technological university means that it is a very applied education that you get, and a lot of students will go out on work placement or work experience over a period of time. So I'm just wondering, James, in terms of engineering, I suppose a lot of students may struggle with maths. Is there supports for students who might need extra help with maths at TU Dublin?
Yeah, I mean, in engineering maths, we regard maths as being it's like a tool. It's like a tool that we use. So we embed it into our courses. And for instance, you would probably see a maths module in most semesters. So it is important to us, but it's the way we use it. So we're not learning maths for the sake of maths. We're learning maths and how to solve problems, because that's what we're engaged in, and mathematics is a part of that. So for that reason, it is important to us. It is important that we understand it. So it is important that we support the students. So we would definitely have a lot of strong support. We'd have learning centres where you can go and address your maths issues. We'd have tutorials. All the campuses, we'd have mathematics tutorials. A lot of postgraduate students are used, for instance, for that reason. And we would think it's never been as big of an issue when the student gets into the program that they might normally expect. And so we would see a lot of people have some anxiety. And if you have the entry criteria for the program in terms of the requirements for mathematics, we have looked at that. We have looked at it. We have the practical experience across many years. If we say you will be successful with that criteria, then that would be pretty accurate. So, but supports are there, and a lot of supports would be there, yeah. So I wouldn't be too worried about that at all.
And I suppose, James, a lot of students are very, interested in what happens at third level in terms of career guidance and actually going out into the working world. Are there supports available in that regard to kind of guide them, on the specific careers that they might have from their program, and, giving them advice and help maybe on interview skills and things like that?
Yeah, so obviously that's the kind of the way we kind of top off the graduate, is prepare them for the to go out to industry and to interview well. And so we would, each campus you'd find that you have a career guidance unit, and they would provide facilities on and training on CV training. They would give you help preparing your CV. They'd also do interview practice, and often we use our own engineers as well as part of that process. So the career guidance teacher would ask us to give a demonstration or give a practice run, a dry run. So preparation for the world of work is important, yeah. And obviously, if you're just a graduate and you've not a great experience of going into a multinational, for instance, to interview for a technical job, yes, there would be quite a lot of support in terms of both your CV and your preparation for that.
Yeah. I think it's really strong at TU Dublin. I know we have careers teams on each of our sites at TU Dublin, and students can, they'll have class time with them, but they can also book individual slots and get, individual advice. So thanks a million for that, James. Just one final question for you, James. Just in terms of scholarships, James, can you tell us a little bit about the types of scholarships that are available at TU Dublin?
Yeah, there's quite a lot of scholarships available there. I'd say last year is probably between 60, 65 scholarships around the academics. And then on top of that, you've got your sports scholarships. But the academic scholarships, there's all different types of companies involved there. Like, for instance, Intel provides scholarships across the campus. People like Jones Engineering, Marriott Hotel, and there's an architectural scholarship, and there's one around the conservatory. So there's many different types of scholarships. So it's and you can compete openly for them, and it's very good if you get one, I think, yeah.
Yeah, I know. And I suppose the key message is there, and I know, James, a lot of students will ask me about scholarships, and I think when the word scholarship, when they hear that word, they always think elite athletes, sports scholarships or whatever, but it's really just to let you know that there'll be plenty of scholarships at TU Dublin across all disciplines, and you can find out more about them at tudublin.ie/scholarships. Yeah. I'd like to ask some of our students a question now. So Emma, I suppose I'm going to ask you a question. What attracted you to TU Dublin first?
Well, many reasons. So at first I attended a cybersecurity camp. So I always wanted to do maths. So going into cyber was a little different, but I have family in the industry, and I learned from them, and they went to TU Dublin. It was formerly ITB back then, but they loved the campus, and the fact that it was only 25 minutes up the road, it was, accessible from where I was. And then I liked that the fact that the campus was so small. Well, it's not so small, but like Blanchardstown itself it's nice and compact, and you don't have too many people in a lecture hall, or if you're claustrophobic in any way, or you want to get kind of one-on-one learning, or Blanchardstown. I'm speaking of Blanchardstown, but in an entire like across the university, I think there's plenty of opportunities now that it's a university status, and when I leave college now, I'll be able to go anywhere in the world. So at the moment, I like the fact that it was small and so accessible to me, as well as the facilities and all the courses. There's lots to choose from, so it depends on what you're into. And
you're enjoying it. Well, that's good.
I'm loving it. Yeah.
Just want to think now, thinking of our listeners here this evening, what advice would you give to Leaving Cert students who'll be starting in first year next year, Emma?
My advice would be get out of your comfort zone. That was one thing. I was always in the shell and shy, and like your first year college, you don't know anybody, so you kind of have to get to learn and meet new people, and it is hard to open up, but definitely there's a lot of societies there to join. Find one and just go with it. That's what I done. I found one, went with it, didn't really enjoy it as much, and then you try something different, and there's plenty for everyone. There's not one society that will suit all. There's plenty. So just get out of your comfort zone. Just do it is my motto anyway. Just get out there, do what you have to do, and succeed. So I'm just lucky in that sense that I broke my shell and I joined Twitter. So if that's something you're interested in, I started talking about my course a little bit more, and everyone kind of got interested, and then you crack out your shell a different way. So yeah, just meeting new people and don't be shy. So yeah.
Look at you now. You're on a panel. So well done. I have a question here about, if there's students that are interested in doing a course in Blanchardstown, for example, but are also interested in maybe using the other facilities across the university, is that something that they can do?
Yeah, so once you're a registered student at TU Dublin, you can actually use all campus facilities. You can use the gym, the swimming pools, etc., like across the 3 campuses. Now, I know there might be a fee in some campuses for the gym, but it's only a really small one. So yeah, it's good, like in that way that you're not stuck and confined to one campus. You can use all 3. So depending, you might live over in near Tala, but you're traveling to Blanche for your course, and you might be able to go to Tala to use the gym and etc. So
yeah.
Great.
Thank you very much, Emma. Well done. Sophie, I'm going to come to you next. And Sophie, I'm going to ask you a little bit about the social aspect of TU Dublin. Can you tell us maybe a little bit about that, about the social aspect?
Yeah, so there's actually plenty to do that's kind of social in TU Dublin. Just talking on clubs and societies, there's, I think, 160 different ones across the 3 campuses. So you're bound to find something you'll enjoy anyway. So I'd say definitely join a club or society. Great way of making new friends, great way of getting social. And then on top of that, then the Students' Union, they'd organise a lot of social events as well, especially right now. We're doing a lot of online events, so they haven't even taken a break now. So yeah, definitely a very, very social college.
Very, very social. And what's your favourite thing about college, Sophie?
I would say the social aspect of it, just because I'm a bit of a social butterfly. I love sports and everything, and it was the fact that I was able to get involved in everything I wanted. But then while I was doing that as well, you still have the support of all the staff, and you still have the support of other students. Yeah, it's just a really supportive college, no matter what you're doing or what you want to do.
Okay. So, and did you find it was very different to school when you started college?
Definitely. College is very different to school. So I'd say, yeah, going back to the progression aspect of it, obviously you can't just jump from first year to second year like you can in secondary school. If you fail your summer exams, if you fail your summer exams in college, you're going to have to repeat them. You don't really have much choice. You're not going to progress and you're not going to graduate. That's not trying to say that to be scary or anything, but no, it is definitely, you do have to put the work in. But then at the same time, I find it's easier to put the work in college, just because you're doing something you're enjoying. You're not going to be going in and, like in school, where I hated English and Irish and I never did well in them, and I just never wanted to put any work in because I didn't enjoy them. Where when you come to college, you've chosen what you want to study, so you're going to enjoy it, and you're going to be more motivated to do the work. So
I think that makes a big difference, doesn't it?
Definitely.
I'll move on to Anne then. So Anne, you took a PLC there before you came to TU Dublin. Do you think that was the right route for you, and would you recommend that to other students?
I would absolutely recommend it, yeah. As I said earlier, I applied when I was in 6th year, and because we had to do a portfolio for our course, I had done the portfolio, but I was super kind of distracted by the Leaving Cert.
Yeah, a lot of students doing portfolios are.
Yeah. So like there are some people who came into the course straight from 6th year, which I take my hat off to them totally, because it is such a feat to do that. For any artistic course, or for any course in general, that you have to put in a portfolio or like any kind of separate kind of thing other than the Leaving Cert. But yeah, no, I would definitely recommend it. I also did TY, so I was another year older as well. Doing the PLC just gave me another year of maturity. Like it gave me a better kind of grasp on kind of just maturity. Like it's just the difference between managing your time well, all that kind of thing, and having the confidence then to go into first year college and like Sophie was saying there, like, and Emma was saying, just spread your wings and kind of meet people and all that kind of thing.
So Anne, you're in Grange Gorman, and it's our new campus. We're just about to open our East Quad now in about 2 weeks' time, which is amazing. Can you tell us where Grange Gorman is, just to give people an indication? Can you hear me there, Anne?
Sorry. Sorry.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Just about Grange Gorman. Maybe you just might tell us whereabouts it is. Yeah.
Yes. So it's really accessible from the city centre. It's just in Dublin 7. It's the north side. So it's just up from Phibsborough on the North Circular Road. And it's kind of like in between Phibsborough and Smithfield, above the Liffey. So it's accessible by the Green Line Lewis as well. So the Green Line stops right outside it. So handy. It's like 15 minutes walk from O'Connell Street. And Smithfield as well. It's like 5 minutes walk from Smithfield. Super handy location.
I'm very close to Houston Station for anybody that might be commuting in that way as well. It's again about 15 minutes walk. So yes, we're really looking forward to be bringing our students into our new East Quad very soon, and then our Central Quad in semester 2 will be opening. What services do you think are good at TU Dublin, Anne?
For me, because I have been on the Grange Gorman campus for the last 4 years, I have found that there's a lot of facilities on the Grange Gorman campus that are really, they're great facilities. Like we have the gym there, and there's a super canteen, and then we kind of live in the studios for our course. They're brilliant studios, and I've heard that the East Quad is going to be amazing as well. Yeah. And what else is there? Like sports halls, pitches. It's a great campus.
Thanks very much. And, yes, we will be opening our new hub, and there'll be plenty in there. We have a new theatre in there. So lots going on in the Grange Gorman, but also some fabulous locations out in Tallaght and Blanchardstown, and lots of money actually have gone into both of those locations too, and we're hoping to do lots of new developments out there in the very near future. Siobhan, I have a question. I'm going to take some questions from our students here. Isabel is asking, is the school suited for older people or for Leaving Cert students?
Okay, that's a really good question. And what I would say is all of our courses are suitable to everybody who's really interested in studying them, whether you're a more mature person or whether you're directly from school. The key thing is to be interested in the course. The rest doesn't really matter. I love seeing mature students in my courses, in the courses that I teach, because they just bring something extra special to the group of students. I think they contribute a lot. I think then the young people, the people who come directly from Leaving Cert bring something different, and what they bring is equally valuable. And I think the reality is that all are welcome and all are suitable. Just a little story. I was in with some of our students yesterday who were in for practical work, as we're allowed at the moment in the current pandemic. And the students these particular group of students were required to undertake Garda vetting as part of their course, their registration for their course, because of the type of placement they'll undertake. But in the group I went into, and it was only a small group in one lab, because they're all working socially isolated. So there was one mature student, a lady in her 40s, and the other 6 or 7 people in the room were straight from school. And, there was a really interesting dynamic and conversation going on. And there was no doubt that that lady in her 40s was benefiting from the experiences of the young people, but the young people were benefiting too. So all are welcome. There's a mature student who came to us, she graduated, I'd say, about 4 years ago. And the funny thing was that when she was in 4th year, her own daughter was in 1st year in the same course. So keep it in the family, a little bit like Emma said. but they were right in the same course at the same time, and they ignored each other on the corridor. They just pretended they didn't exist. But that lady who, now she was in her 50s when she graduated, and I always call her my pin-up mature student, because she didn't, she did her Leaving Cert many moons ago. She wasn't in the workforce. She stayed at home, brought up her family, cared for her elderly parents, and then decided to come back to college. And it was a challenge for her. But boy, did she meet it head on. And, benefited from a lot of the things Sandra has talked about in terms of student support and all of that. But she was an amazing lady. We've kept in touch with her. And as a mature student, she did extremely well. So mature students are always welcome, and they bring something lovely to a group. And but equally, as do the 18-year-olds.
Yeah.
So it's about being interested in what you're doing. That's, to me, the key.
And I think mature students are very interested when they've gone through making that effort to come back and to study. I think that often I think mature students actually undervalue themselves when they're coming into third level.
Absolutely.
They undervalue what they can bring to the class, but actually they will be so surprised when they come to college, and that they have a wealth of experience to offer to younger people, and they can learn from younger people as well. So I think, and I just want to mention, actually, we have a lot of questions coming in this evening. So if it's a case that we don't get to your question, we will get back to your question. You will hear from us. We'll send you a response, but we've lots of questions. So I'm just trying to get through them all. So I have a question here from Nadia. Nadia has asked, how has learning changed because of COVID? And I might direct that to you, Sandra.
Yeah. So the majority of our lectures are now online, and so classes are done remotely. With our students, lectures are delivering mainly through Microsoft Teams and Adobe Connect. So it's like what we're doing here, like a Zoom call basically. And they are timetabled in exactly the same way. They're delivered just online. The assessments, that say the continuous assessments, what we call them, like mini tests that you do during your semester, they are done online as well. And then there are some practicals. So for example, if you had a practical in a lab, if you had in equipment that you need specialized equipment, they are allowed to come on campus within the protective measures. So we are very mindful of where we are at in this COVID pandemic. We have adjusted our learning styles a lot, our teaching styles, and the students have adjusted their learning styles. So again, it's probably a lot of screen time for the students, and we are very mindful of that. They're probably sick of looking at the screen, and Sophie and Anne-Marie. So we're very grateful that you're here this evening. But it's different for the student. But then again, the student union are wonderful. They're supporting the students in this as well, and there is support there for the students to help them with their remote learning.
Yeah, and I think I know a lot of the students are learning online, and hopefully come next September that won't be the case. We'll be in a different position, and students will be able to come into third level, and I know that's a lot of our audience tonight. But I think it's also amazing to get the skills of actually learning online, because I think a lot of the world will change in terms of how we do our business going forward. So it's valuable to get the experience, even if it's not exactly what you want.
Like many of our graduates will be doing this when they go into the world of work. So to get that experience in TU Dublin and be able to bring it to the world of work is brilliant. Yeah.
It is. James, I have another question here. Is having a smaller amount of places in some of your courses more beneficial for students compared to courses in other colleges with a higher amount of places?
Well, I think that's always been one of our philosophies that we would tend to like to work. We break groups, even in the bigger groups, we break them into smaller groups, particularly, for physics classes, mathematics classes, but even for the laboratory. So in the laboratory, you might only have a maximum of 20 at the moment. Obviously, we're down to 10. So we would think the smaller groups, we work with smaller groups, the better, because then you can have, a close contact with the lecturer, and we think the learning experience is far better. So we would always seek to break those groups down. So you'll find, even if you come into the group and you're in 40 or 50 in your first year, you will end up being in a subgroup of that, which might be 20 or so, and that's how we will, do classwork and do lab work and all that. So it is important, yeah.
Okay, great. I have a question here actually from a lady, and this will be the last question that I'll take this evening because unfortunately we've run out of time, and I'm going to take this one. How do we get a prospectus, please? And I suppose that's what this evening is about. We've just launched our new CAO hub. We've decided this year, rather than to print a prospectus, we're actually going to produce a dynamic online prospectus, and you can look at that at tudublin.ie/CAO. So we have just about come to the end of our event this evening. For any questions that were sent in, we have all of your details here, and we will certainly get back to you with all of the answers. The time has gone in so quickly this evening, and thank you so much to my panel for joining me this evening, from both our academic staff and from our students. We are going to leave you now this evening with the TU Dublin strategic plan. It's just a nice little video to tell you what we're about. So thank you very much, and we hope to see a number of you next September.
At TU Dublin, we are embarking on an exciting journey towards 2030, and we invite you to join us so that we can create a better world together. We are in the midst of a technological era that is entirely disruptive. The pace at which technology, society, and world economies are evolving has never been faster. We know that the future for our students, graduates, and staff will be very different to that of today. So too, higher education must evolve and advance to support our people and communities, to be truly relevant, and to deliver real impact. Our challenge is to prepare our graduates to be well-rounded, independent thinkers and lifelong learners with the aptitude to adapt to this changing world and to roles that do not currently exist. In developing our TU Dublin strategy and in the course of our conversations with over 2,500 stakeholders, we viewed the challenges facing us through the lens of the UN Sustainability Goals, otherwise known as SDGs. This has resulted in shaping our plan to tackle our task through 3 interrelated themes: people, planet, and partnership. These 3 pillars will inform our approach to educational, research and engagement practices, ensuring that TU Dublin delivers real change, innovation, and impact for society. We will create a seamless network of learning, linking with partners around the world to enhance our path of discovery. We hope you will join us on this adventure of infinite possibilities.